G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice. Let's go. My ex's girlfriend texted me. I warned her about my ex, and I lost my best friend for that. For context, I, 23, broke up with my ex, 31, about 1 year ago. We were together for about 3 years, lived together for 2 years and a few months. We lived together with all of his family in his city. Things were not good, neither with him nor with his family. I'm not going to go into the details of the 2 long years in which I stopped being me and became a shadow of the person that I had been. I managed to get out of the abusive relationship in which his parents, sisters, and brothers participated. Of course, when I had 7 people tell me that I was to blame for the situation and that I deserved what had happened, I believed them. But that's not the point here. It's just some background. My ex's new girlfriend, 21 to 22 I guess from her Instagram, texted me 2 days ago. She noticed that my secondary account, inactive for about 3 years, was still following my ex, and she started writing me nasty words that I won't repeat. I didn't look for her to tell her anything because I had no idea that she existed. I blocked my ex from all social networks when I left him, apparently except for that one, but I don't even remember the damn password. But even still, I don't know if I would have done it if I had known of its existence. Probably not. Like now, she probably wouldn't have believed me though. However, I didn't get into the discussion actually. I didn't answer any of those taunts or bad words, but I did warn her to get out of there. I don't know what the story they told about me was, but I don't care too much either. At this point, I'm just grateful that I was able to get out of there and be free of all of that. So she started sending me audio recordings that I just didn't listen to. I simply repeated to her that, for her sake, she should get out of that relationship, in which everything now seemed wonderful, before she found herself working to give them all of her money, doing all of the housework, and taking care of my ex, his father, and his brothers, because they are men. I also warned her not to buy into my ex's fake good guy mask. He is not a nice guy. He knows how to lie, he knows how to manipulate, and he knows how to make your life hell while keeping you tied to him. I warned her of that he would become abusive. I feel like she didn't want to read anything that I had to tell her, but I hope that at some point my words will click in her head. For her sake, I hope so. My best friend was with me when this happened. We'll call her Betty for her anonymity and all that stuff. We were meeting another friend, and they didn't say anything at first, as they were more focused on their coffee and gossip, until I reported that I had warned the new girlfriend, and Betty seemed annoyed and told me that I shouldn't have warned her. Betty seemed to even defend him this time. Betty knows the whole story, so I was surprised, and I asked her why, but she just started saying that I had to learn to forgive and let go. I was a bit shocked, but my other friend agreed with her. Since then, Betty has not spoken to me. I'm confused about that attitude because she was there to pick me up every time I was broken. She knows how it affected me and how it still affects me to this day. But she then came out with the forgive and forget crap. She even went so far as to say that she could have broke off my ex's new relationship. Through my other friend, I received the information that Betty had said that I was resentful and that I only said all that because I still loved my ex. I asked Betty directly for an explanation, but she completely ignored me. I don't understand. We've been friends since we were little. She was there when I managed to get out of that relationship. She herself helped me open my eyes. It had never been like this before. I don't know if I really did the wrong thing by warning my ex's new girlfriend, or if it's something else. I don't understand. I don't understand why she defends him now. I don't understand why she says those things. I don't know why she ignores me. I don't know if I can forgive her for this either. I don't know what to do. Does anyone have any idea why she took that attitude? Did I really do so wrong by advising my ex's girlfriend? In the comments, I really don't think that you were wrong for that. It might be different if you went out seeking to warn her, but she sought you out. I think Betty is out of line. But if I had to guess why she reacted this way, my bet would be that she is tired of the drama that the ex caused in your life and probably felt relief when you dumped him. She's probably being cold because she thinks you're inviting drama back in by doing this. And OP replies, I'm confused about this because whatever Betty was upset about, irritated or angry about before, She talked it over with me, and we found a solution. The same was done in reverse. That's why we've always counted on each other, to be honest. She knows that she can do it, and that she won't bother me. That's why I don't understand anything about this attitude, or why she's ignoring me when she has never had this attitude in the past. Look, I would just give her some space for a week or two, and then talk it over, and come to a solution like you have before. She may just need a minute to collect her feelings. Yeah, if she was there to see everything before, then it's likely to be about something going on in her own life that this triggered. There is objectively nothing wrong with trying to keep an established victimizer of young, naive women from doing it to someone else. The real reason will come out when she's ready to talk about it. Just checking, did she actually say that she could have broken off your ex's new relationship? So her role is the rescuer of you, the one to step in and help people caught in his trap. So you being healthy now and stepping in to warn someone, does that step on her shoes? Does she feel that she's the only one that can save people from him? She may feel that either you were still obsessed, which you were not, but if you were even more detached, you may not have reacted at all, or that in trying to save this woman, you were taking her place as if you don't need her to be a savior anymore. Also, often people don't listen, and if you didn't listen at the time to Betty, she may also take it that she tried to get you to see the truth and how you see how hard it is to do that. Not sure really, I'm just guessing about her motivations. I'm just assuming, but clearly something about this dynamic she is bought into for her own needs and reasons. It can also be that she's forgotten how bad it was. People do that when they get some distance and forget these things. And now, on to the update. I need to get this out of my system because not only do I feel anger, but I also feel like I'm going back again because of Betty's effing whims. I feel the faults. Again, English is not my first language, and I'm also nervous. Some people asked me to update. They wrote to me privately and asked me what finally happened, and even though I don't know if this counts as an update because I'm venting more than updating, I'll just leave it here. For those who don't know, I posted a message asking for help because I didn't understand my best friend's reaction when I told my ex's girlfriend to stay away from him. Not even a day passed before I found out that they were having sex, and that's why she defended him. Things have gotten out of hand here. She started constantly trying to contact me, so I blocked her from all sides. She came to my family's house, I decided to stay there that night because I needed my mum, and my mum yelled at her to leave or she would call the police. Betty even made it to Reddit, where someone, I know who it is, Jay, and you're gonna pay me a beer, discovered the post and began forwarding it to our friends and responding to messages. I'm summarizing it too much, and it may not make sense, but between one thing and another, I don't even know at what point it all went to crap. Betty's boyfriend eventually found out, but not through Reddit. Betty told him a slightly suspicious story about why we had argued, but he took the opportunity at some point to check her cell phone. He explained to me that he only needed an excuse to do it, because he suspected an affair, because he knew that Betty was lying to him. He himself has accepted that he needed to leave her after trying to deal with her for so long. I know that Betty doesn't have the most straightforward character, but I thought all the good things outweigh that. He found out about everything, and he wrote to me. I wasn't particularly interested in the Betty drama and her breakup, but he, now ex, had read messages between them about me. And I feel that I can understand why you would sleep with him, if you were a piece of crap without morals, but I don't understand why the hell you would pass him pictures of me or talk to him about how I'm doing or what I'm doing. I couldn't continue reading the conversation because I really felt sick. I've tried to get away from him in every way, blocking him, cutting mutual friends out of my life, changing my phone number. I even cut and dyed my damn hair for good measure, and she just threw all of that away. She finally came to my house yesterday when I got home from work and decided that I deserved a nice bottle of red wine. She started screaming, crying, and banging on the door. I told her to go away or I would call the police because I didn't want to hear anything that she had to say to me. She ignored it, so I called the police, and my mum, of course. She kept yelling that if I ignored her, she would make me listen the hard way. She said that I deserved what she had done to me, that I was ruining her life, and that I had to forgive her. And so, for me, she dug her own grave. Okay, I can pass on some empty threats. I can even deal with the fact that I now feel insecure again, knowing that my ex can find me. I can be okay with all of that. I'll survive as I always have. But then she blamed me. She told me, in front of the police and my mum, that I deserved what my ex had done. She said that it was my damn fault because surely I had done something wrong and that there was most likely something wrong with me. That it wasn't like that when he was with her. He even cried for me when she showed him my photos. And I know it sounds silly, I really do, but after spending so much time in therapy blaming myself, feeling inadequate, as if something was wrong with me, as if no one would ever love me because I felt dirty and damaged, that was the worst thing that she could have said. And she knew it, because she knew how I had felt. And she knew that she was taking a knife and stabbing it again into a closing wound. Betty, I accept it. I can't give you guys any more details right now, but I just got out of the police station. I'm waiting for the complaints to be processed because I don't want to get involved in legal matters here, and I don't know if I could affect it in any way. I'm extremely lucky to have witnesses, support, and the love of my family and friends. I'm hiring a good lawyer too. Well, my unrecognized and non-biological dad is doing it as a stepfather. He works in justice too, so he knows a lot more about all of this than I do. I just wanted to get that off my chest before I went to work. I have a feeling that from here on out, a long, hard, and mentally exhausting process is going to start because my ex is also involved. I would have left things as they were, but I feel like I can't just live by taking other people's crap anymore. Maybe that was the message that I gave at the moment, that he could step on me whenever he wanted without any consequences. But mess with my best friend to keep harassing me? Nope. No more. That was the last straw that made the damn glass explode. F you two. If Jay passes the buck again and comes to you again, I really want to say that I hope you two have a hard time and that you truly understand how I felt these days. You said that I would end up forgiving and forgetting for being too good. There is no forgiving and forgetting here. Not anymore. They hurt me in the worst way possible. I'm just going to defend myself legally. I don't care how much damage this causes them. I don't mind ruining their lives and ending their careers. I don't care if that happens. Not when I don't even feel safe at home anymore. I should have done it when I left that hell, but I didn't have the strength to support myself. Now I have it, and, fortunately for me, or unfortunately for you, I also have the rage to carry you two. I am angry, I feel betrayed and hurt, and I know that I don't deserve it. However, I also know that I am not alone, and it's going to be hard, but I go to therapy, and I have an amazing family and friends who didn't hesitate to send Betty to hell. Despite everything, I'm fine. I'll be fine. As long as I have myself, I know I will be. And you guys, thanks for the private messages, for the comments, and for all of the concern. Thank you for distracting my mind these days too, for the advice and the good messages of support. It really warmed my heart. I'm going to go to work, but my heart is racing and many things are on my mind. I just hope that I can say that it's all over soon, although the judicial process will take time. Much love and health to all. Edit, I didn't say it here, but my ex was an abuser, and I'm not going to spread the details. In the comments, misery loves company. They deserve each other, and when they start treating each other like crap, she'll wonder what went wrong. Of course he treated her well. He was using her to get to you. Duh. One good thing that came out of this mess was her boyfriend getting a pretext to get out. OP replies, I agree. I never knew the real problems they had because it was Betty who told me these things. I'm not spreading the details he gave me about that, but yes, he did the best thing getting out. I highly suspected that was what had happened when I read your post. He was probably using her to get to you, and that's why he was never like that with her. She was apparently both weak-willed and horrible enough to fall for this crap. I'm so sorry that you guys had to go through that, but I'm so glad that you no longer have such a snake in your life. There's a snake in my boot. Quote, he's not like that with me. If he isn't, then it's a yet situation. I can't understand how you would watch your friend go through hell with a piece of crap partner and then go, I'd like a piece of that myself. She's just as mentally screwed as he is, and I hope they both read this. Have fun abusing each other. OP, I am so proud of you for having the strength to stand up for yourself, for having the strength to lean on your true support system. That is harder than people realize. Keep being you and making progress. Success is the best revenge. What happened with the girlfriend? Is she still with him or did she leave him? OP replies, when I wrote the post this morning, I had no idea because after I sent her the screenshots between Becky and my ex yesterday, she left me on red. She wrote me like 4 hours ago, and we talked, and she is okay. Apparently, she left him yesterday when he confessed all after Becky's call and what happened and all the truth. He was so sure that she wouldn't leave him, but she kicked his ass. Let's go, Becky, or Betty, whatever your name is. Let's go. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for going to a baby shower even though I missed a funeral? I, 27 male, went to a baby shower last Sunday for a friend of mine, 28 female, that is expecting a baby boy. I've known her for more than half my life, and her husband, 28 male, is the sweetest man ever. She gets very upset when people don't attend her events, and she can be angry when they don't work out as they planned. Her wedding planning was a lot of drama, and I'm glad that I didn't play a role in that. She and her husband are amazing people, and this is their first child, so they really wanted me to come. Here is where it gets difficult. Her baby shower was on the same day as my 28-year-old cousin's funeral. I'm no longer close to him, but we haven't seen each other as much in recent years. He didn't even spend Christmas with us in the past 2 years. And yes, we all celebrate Christmas together, so this isn't about what beliefs anyone has or holidays they celebrate. Also, I figured that my family could understand the other dark reason why I wouldn't attend. His cause of death was drowning, and I'm extremely afraid of water. He and his friend went swimming in a lake and were pulled by currents. His friend survived, but he did not. I have had a crippling fear of large bodies of water for practically 2 decades, and now that one of these took my cousin's life, I don't have the heart to think about that horror. I hate the beach, and I don't live by the ocean. I don't think that they'd bring up his horrific death story at the funeral, but I didn't want to risk it, especially since it would have given me more anxiety than I could withstand. I do feel horrible grief for my cousin for literally dying the way that I have always feared dying, and I can't even hear or read about the incident without flipping out. So I attended the baby shower, and it wasn't too different from normal baby showers. My friend was happy I was there, and I know she gets very sensitive when people don't attend her events. I was happy for her and her husband too, and I'm glad to keep them in my life. However, in the days following her baby shower and my cousin's funeral, people in my family have become distant. I saw our phone group chat, and I noticed that some people were talking about my not being in attendance. I promised to attend the burial, and I begged for them not to discuss triggering details of his death with me, but my own sister, 23 female, kicked me out of the group chat. My parents said that I'd eventually be brought back, but they are very disappointed in me for not attending the funeral. They said that I was being too paranoid about people talking about the death details when they just wanted to celebrate his life, and that my friend needs to learn that she can't have everything. I told them it's not my fault or my friend's fault, and that I don't love my late cousin any less than his other family members, but right now everyone's upset with me, and it will make attending the burial even harder. Did I make the wrong decision? Am I the asshole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I believe my decision may have been the wrong one, and I'm potentially an asshole, given the fact that my cousin was a good person with a nice life, and I could have attended his funeral, but didn't. So, if that's your reason, OP, yes, I think you're an asshole for that. I've been to a few funerals in my life, and surprise, surprise, they don't, talk about the cause of death. It may be mentioned here and there, but they don't go into tragic details like you're expecting them to, with your anxiety being triggered, being like, and then Poseidon pulled him to the depths, and Poseidon himself shoved water down this guy's throat and choked him out so lovingly to the bottom of the lake. And then he died. He died a gruesome death. The lake murdered him. That's how I interpret what you're expecting them to say about his death at the funeral. That is inappropriate. People will not say that. And it is wildly disrespectful that you didn't attend. I don't blame your family and his family for their actions towards you and their feelings towards you. There is no way you're not an asshole for this one. In the comments, I'm confused. You were so triggered and anxious about your cousin's death and the way he died, you went to your friend's baby shower on the same day instead of attending the funeral, and you told the family to not discuss his death because it was all so upsetting for you. And you're asking if you're the asshole. Well, yes, you're the asshole. Have you ever been to a funeral? What on earth makes you think that they're going to spend tons of time talking about their death? That just doesn't happen. You are being paranoid, and if your phobia about water is so severe that you can't even be in a room where somebody talks about water, then you need to get therapy. You're the asshole. You handled this very badly, you failed to support your family in their grief, you failed to honor your cousin, and I can completely understand why they're upset with you. You're the asshole. You didn't want to attend your cousin's funeral, and now you're dealing with the consequences of it. A baby begging party certainly does not take priority over the celebration of a family member's life. Also, phobia so severe that you can't be around people at the funeral of someone who died in a similar way, but you can detail his death here just fine? Yeah, okay. OP replies, I deserve to deal with the consequences. I don't deserve my own younger sister kicking me out of a group chat meant for the family. Those are called consequences. You may not like it, but they clearly feel that it's necessary. OP says, well, I'm tired of being separated from the family on my personal decision. He is my cousin, and I had good times with him, and I mourn him now, and I don't want anyone here thinking I didn't. I'm devastated that I'll never see him again. Well, again, actions have consequences. They aren't ready to forgive you for the choice that you made. They have a right to space, to grieve, and in this case, that involves not speaking to you within the group. You chose not to mourn him at his funeral, which spoke loudly to your family that your friend's party was clearly more important. You're the asshole. Family is more important. If you had nothing to do with each other, then I would maybe say not the asshole, but it seems like maybe he couldn't attend for other reasons, and that's why he missed Christmas. You could have celebrated the baby later. OP replies, I feel so guilty for what I've done, and I promise that I'll celebrate him at the burial. Also, he missed Christmas twice, not even once. It's weird to keep saying, but he missed Christmas twice. It's like you're trying to justify not going to his funeral because he missed Christmas, so haha, gonna skip your funeral. I assume, and I hope that's not your intention, but him not coming to Christmas is a moot point. Plus, given the circumstances of the last 2 years, maybe the cousin had a good reason to not attend. OP replies, that's not the intention. I grieve him so much, and it's not my reason for not attending his funeral. I only mentioned that because he didn't get the scorn that I received these past few days. Missing Christmas, though, and missing a funeral are not exactly comparable. I'd understand if you could not handle funerals in general, but you still did something fun on the day of the funeral, and that's why they're upset. He missed 2 massive events at the height of the pandemic. OP says yes, and you're criticizing him for that. Seems pretty shitty, dude. I can see why your family's upset. Everybody missed events due to the pandemic. People were not supposed to get together for events like that during that time. How is it his fault? How is it even relevant to this situation? And now, on to the update. People have asked for, or assumed, an update. It's only fair that I share how things went. So I ended up attending my late cousin's burial. Most people were just too caught up in grief and in remembering my cousin to acknowledge me. I was alright with this, but I knew some of them had said stuff about me after the burial. My parents have tried to help me through, although my mother is still very upset with my decision, seeing as my late cousin was on her side of the family. Some of the family, especially my eldest sister, 29 female, have found respect for me, but I've had to do more responsibility-wise. My younger sister, 23 female, has basically refused to speak to me since I skipped my cousin's funeral. She and I have gone separate ways, and it hurts to accept that she's happier when I'm not around with her. The biggest change within her is that she used to be mad at me and badmouth me for missing his funeral for the baby shower, but now she's just done. She's moved on to a life without me, and this is the hardest part of the update to write about. I can only focus on improving myself. It sounds wrong to just cut off family, especially after a member died this year, but I wish her the best, and she's taught me a lot about myself. She doesn't want me dead, she wants herself to be happy. Following friend's baby shower, she has since given birth to her son in late October. She and her husband are nice people. Given your comments, she really has been a close friend of mine for years, but even now, I agree she was too demanding. I believe these were pregnancy symptoms, but she really is high maintenance. Since she's a mother, she's taken the "it takes a village to raise a child" message to heart and wants more gifts. A lot of people decided they wanted a break from her. Some told her, some just ghosted, but I decided that it was best to let go, at least for the time being. We haven't spoken in a few weeks. She sent me a Christmas card with her still pregnant standing next to her husband, but they hadn't spoken in a year. My cousin's parents, my aunt and uncle, are unsurprisingly distraught. I have helped them around their house, and they're doing their best to forgive me, but I know they won't forget. They'll always know that I skipped their son's funeral. My late cousin's girlfriend, 28 female, has done more for them, however, and they adore her like family. She's coming to this Christmas, although she too missed Christmas for the past 2 years, and she definitely knows that my cousin did this due to the pandemic, which I should have been more aware of. My cousin drowning to death is scary, but he is not a reckless person. I don't know his girlfriend very well, but I will comfort her. She is constantly said to be a wonderful woman, and she has been so sweet to our family. My family hasn't been the same since his death, but they're doing their best to support one another. I still feel very alone, but I'm holding on, and I'm taking therapy next year. And in the comments, you got off easier than you might have. Far easier. You learned a sad lesson, and now you have to live with it. I'm sorry for this, but I have one question. Quote, I don't know his girlfriend very well, but I will comfort her. She is constantly said to be a wonderful woman, and she has been so sweet to our family. Try not to come on too strong to her. You don't have to interact heavily with her. Tell her you are sorry for her loss, and if she needs someone to talk to, that you will be there. If she needs comforting, let her come to you. Best of luck for you and your family. Personally, I don't understand what the big deal is about not going to a funeral. The cousin is dead, he doesn't care. Strangely, his family does. Well, those who weren't on the party circuit anyway. And that's where I'm going to finish today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!